It is 6:58 in the morning, Monday. Somewhere in Singapore, 5 alarms are going off at the same time. 5 different people, 5 completely different lives. And the gap between them is not talent. It is not luck. It is a number on a payslip that shapes everything from the first sound they hear to the last thought they have before midnight. Let me show you what I mean. The first alarm goes off at 6. Not because she wants to be up at 6, because the bus leaves at 6:35, and if she misses it, she is late. And late means a conversation with a supervisor she is already tired of having. May is 28. She works retail in Jurong West. Her gross salary is $3,000 a month. After CPF, $2,400 lands in her bank account. That is $80 a day to cover everything: housing, food, transport, phone, life. She stops at the Void Deck Kopitiam. Kaya toast, half-boiled eggs, kopi, $2.80. She sits for 8 minutes because that is all the time she has. Then she is on the bus. Then the MRT. Then another bus. 55 minutes door to door for $1.38 each way. By 9 in the morning, May has already spent more than an hour of her day getting to a job she needs but does not love. Eating a breakfast she chose because it was cheap and fast. And her phone shows a balance that she knows will not survive until the 25th. There is a buy now, pay later installment of $30 leaving this week for work shoes she needed 3 months ago. She does not have a regular savings plan. She does not have a CPF top-up. She has survival mode. Here is what most people miss about May. She is not lazy. She is not bad with money. She earns $3,000 a month, which puts her below the 20th percentile of all working Singaporeans. At this income level, the system is genuinely hard. The math is genuinely tight. But the one thing that could start to change her trajectory costs nothing up front. A $50 monthly RSP into an ETF, set up once, never touched. That is not a solution, but it is a start. And a start at 28, left alone for 40 years, becomes something May at 68 would be grateful for. What does May think at 9 on Monday morning? Not about investing, not about retirement. She thinks about the next day off. That is what survival mode does. It makes the future feel like a luxury. Now move up the ladder. Not all the way, just to the middle. The median gross monthly salary in Singapore in 2025 was $5,775. That is the 50th percentile, exactly in the middle. Half of all working Singaporeans earn more, half earn less. Alvin is 33, marketing manager at an SME in the East. Median salary, after CPF, $4,620 hits his account each month. His alarm goes off at 7. He lies there for 5 minutes because he can. Grabs a kopi C and toast near his block, spends $4.50. Takes the MRT for 40 minutes listening to a podcast he half follows. He is in his seat by 8:55. On paper, Alvin is fine. 4-room HDB in Tampines, paid with his wife's combined income. Mortgage of $1,800 a month, paid from CPF so it does not feel like real money leaving. What does feel like real money leaving is the $600 on food, the $130 on transport, the $180 on utilities, the phone, the insurance, the random expenses that appear every month without warning. After everything, there is maybe $200 to $300 left to invest. On a good month. On a bad month, nothing. Alvin is not broke. But he is not building anything either. He is on a financial treadmill. The HDB is getting paid down, the CPF is growing, the family is fed. But his liquid net worth, the money he could actually use tomorrow, has barely moved in 3 years. And here is what makes Alvin's Monday the most important one in this video. He is not one salary increase away from changing this. He is one decision away. A $200 monthly RSP into CSPX, Ireland domiciled, zero capital gains tax, set up once on the first of the month. An $8,000 CPF special account top-up in January that gives him immediate tax relief and compounds at 4% guaranteed. An SRS account opened before year end. 3 decisions. 0 salary increase required. The gap between Alvin's current Monday and a Monday where his money is actually working is not a promotion. It is a Thursday afternoon on the CPF website. What does Alvin think at 9 on Monday morning? He thinks about the budget. He tells himself he will sort it out this month. He has been saying that for 2 years. Now let us go somewhere more interesting. Sarah is 39. Senior product manager at a tech company. $10,000 a month gross. After CPF on the first $8,000, she takes home around $8,400. 73rd percentile. Most Singaporeans earn less. Her morning looks different from the outside. She wakes at 7:15, makes her own coffee on a machine she bought 2 years ago, checks Slack while it brews. MRT for 25 minutes, already answering messages before she hits Raffles Place. And Sarah is doing things right. She has a regular savings plan buying CSPX on the first of every month. She topped up her CPF special account by $8,000 in January and collected the full tax relief. She has an SRS account with $15,300 contributed this year, invested inside in Singapore REITs, yielding close to 6%. But Sarah is 39, and she is feeling the pull. The EC she and her husband own is not quite what they want anymore. The condo in District 15 keeps coming up in conversation. The car they share is functional, but not what she imagined. Every time she opens the calculator, the upgrade technically works. Every time she upgrades, the surplus that funds the RSP and the top-up and the SRS gets smaller. Sometimes it disappears entirely for 2 or 3 months. This is the trap that catches people exactly at Sarah's income level. Not debt, not crisis. Slow upgrade. Each one justifiable. Each one invisible until you look back 5 years and ask why the portfolio did not grow the way the projections said it would. The answer is always the same. The surplus got eaten before it could compound. At 9 on Monday morning, Sarah is productive, capable, and one decision away from either real wealth or a more expensive version of the same anxiety. Every single week she makes that decision without realizing it. Higher still. David is 45. VP at a bank. $15,500 a month. Top 10% of all employed Singaporeans. After CPF on the first 8,000 only, he takes home around 12,400. The remaining 7,500 above the CPF ceiling is all cash, no CPF deduction. Monday morning for David starts when he parks his Category B Mercedes in the office car park. That car cost over $230,000. The loan is $1,800 a month. The private condo mortgage in District 10 is $4,200. His domestic helper costs $1,000 between salary and levy. 2 children at international school. He earns more than 90% of Singapore. He also has fixed monthly obligations of close to $10,000 before he buys a single meal or saves a single dollar. On a good month, $2,000 goes to investments. Most months, less. This is the number most people at David's income level never say out loud. You can earn $15,000 a month and still feel financially squeezed. Not because you are irresponsible, because the lifestyle that signals success at this income level in Singapore costs almost exactly what this income level pays. The car, the condo, the school fees, the helper, each one is a reasonable choice. Together, they are a cage built from good decisions. At 9 on Monday morning, David is thinking about Q3 targets, a team member who underperformed last quarter, and whether his portfolio will be large enough to retire at 55 without downgrading everything he has built. The money is bigger, the anxiety is exactly the same shape. And then there is the version of Singapore most people never see. Marcus is 47, managing director at a private bank. Gross monthly compensation above $25,000. Top 5%. He wakes at 7:45, makes espresso from a machine that cost what May earns in 2 months. His helper has breakfast ready. He drives a Tesla to the office. He parks without checking the price. Marcus does not think about money on Monday morning the way the others do. He thinks about allocation. Whether to increase the position in his private banking account, whether the good class bungalow he has been watching in Bukit Timah justifies the conversation with his wealth manager. His retirement is not a question of whether. It is a question of when and what kind. But even Marcus has a version of this story worth noting. The Singaporeans who reached his income level and quietly lost it almost never lost it to one bad investment. They lost it to a lifestyle that grew faster than even a $25,000 salary could sustain. Good class bungalow, children abroad, private banking fees, multiple properties, maintenance costs. It is possible to earn in the top 5% and still retire with less than you expected. It happens more than people admit. Here is what all 5 mornings have in common. They all started with the same alarm, the same island, the same MRT network, the same hawker centers. The infrastructure of Singapore is genuinely one of the most equalizing in the world. Cheap food, cheap transport, accessible healthcare, subsidized housing. The gap between May's Monday and Marcus's Monday is not built the moment the alarm goes off. It is built across 10,000 smaller decisions in the years before. May's path out of survival mode is not a promotion. It is a $50 RSP she has not set up yet. Elvin's path to real wealth is not a new job. It is a Thursday afternoon on the CPF website and 1 automatic transfer. Sarah's path to financial freedom is not a 10% raise. It is not upgrading the condo this year. David's path to retiring at 55 is not working harder. It is cutting one obligation that signals success but delivers anxiety. Every income level has a trap specifically designed for it. And every income level has a way out that does not require earning more. The question is not which Monday morning sounds best. The question is which decision you are willing to make this week on the income you already have. Because the distance between the Monday that feels like survival and the Monday that feels like progress is almost never a salary. It is almost always a choice. If this video made you think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next one.